Welcome to the Sykes Company PA video blog.
There are a lot of great CPAs out there all over the country. We would never say anything different than that. Unfortunately, many of us in our profession are historians. So the end result of your tax return or your financial statements may be great. It's just going to kind of be, when do you get them? So the most important thing is to have accurate, up-to-date, real-time information. And that's the key. And that's, I think, what a lot of local CPAs or accountants lack in the industry to help pharmacists, is just that it's a recreation of data. So you may have a situation where you're set up right now where you're taking a box of receipts to your local CPA and they're recreating that information a month or two out after the fact. Or you give them your bank statement from that month. They're keying that information weeks later, and months down the road, you finally get a financial statement. So that's not what we're looking for. You need a CPA that can provide that information to you quickly, proactively. So that's the word. You need your monthly numbers. You don't need them quarterly or at the end of the year at tax time. You need them at the end of each month as quickly as possible. To do that, and to be proactive, you need your bank accounts reconciled daily, or at least by the end of the week. You need all of your notes and loans tied in at the end of each month. You need to be on a perpetual inventory system, and where you can provide your accountant or CPA a report that shows them exactly what your inventory balance was at the end of the month, so they can tie that into the financial statements, because we all know that that drives the gross profit. Your accounts receivable third party, you need a reconciliation service that can also provide you with a month-end report of those receivables that are outstanding, so those numbers can be tied in as well. So what we're shooting for is an accurate picture of how the pharmacy is performing and where it stands, and we need that information monthly to consult with that CPA and accountant to know how everything is working and how the pharmacy is operating, to be able to make good, sound business decisions. So let's say that you do have a good accountant or a CPA that's providing this up-to-date information, but are they consulting with you, and are they helping you understand the information they're providing? So that's kind of the next piece that's really important. They should be providing this information to you, again, monthly. They should be doing calls with you to discuss the numbers. They need to understand the industry and its trends. And so that's where we see some CPAs and advisors lacking in the industry as well. You may be your CPA's only pharmacy client. And so how does that serve you if you're their only client? Are they attending the pharmacy trade shows in the industry that are given all over the country during the year? Are they working with vendors in the industry to understand the industry and the norms and the trends? Do they understand margins for pharmacy and the different types of pharmacies and the margins that are reflected from those type of pharmacies? Are they going over this financial information with you on your balance sheet and your P&L and talking to you about expenses that are out of line? Are they talking to you about your margins and how you compare to your peers of similar store size? That's also very important, that we can look at that information, and that's where having more than one client is very important, a pharmacy client. So we can take many different pharmacy clients that are in that same store size and compare and contrast those and see where those that are performing better, where those areas are that they're succeeding, and we can kind of help those that are struggling, maybe make some decisions to help with that. So with this proactive information that you're hopefully getting, you should be hearing from them at a minimum on a monthly basis to go over those numbers, to consult about the numbers that you're seeing. That's what's super important about this. You definitely shouldn't be with a CPA or an advisor that's calling you during tax time once a year to let you know that you need to write a check for a certain amount of money and you have this big surprise that you had no idea was coming. This is a year-long process. It's a process that, again, should be with monthly meetings to discuss the numbers, the trends. It should all roll into a tax plan. Here at our firm, we start working with our clients towards the last quarter of the year with tax planning. We're heavy with that, where we're really looking at exactly how things have operated in the pharmacy on a personal level, what your income looks like. We're tying all that information in. We're making estimates for the remainder of the year so that we can really truly see how things are going to fall when we do your tax return, both your corporate return and your personal return. And at that point, then we can start having discussions and make some decisions on some things that could mitigate that tax for you moving into the end of the year. So there shouldn't be any surprises when we do the tax return. That's just going to be a byproduct of the year. Again, a yearly process. By the end of the year, you're going to kind of know what your tax looks like, what you can do to mitigate it, some different options like retirement plans, maybe some conservation easements, maybe there's some equipment that needs to be purchased to bring that tax down. And then extensions really aren't necessary unless you have a specific reason a certain year that personally you need one, or maybe you did an easement and that information isn't out yet. But as far as if you have a proactive CPA or an accountant that's working with you throughout the year, again, that tax return is really just a byproduct of all the consulting that's gone on during the year. You know what it's going to look like, and it's just completed and done on time.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.